You cannot stop thinking that he's hiding something even though you have no proof. Yeah, if that sounds familiar to you, then you, girlfriend, are in the right place. Look, I am not celebrating that that's what you're doing, but I am relating to you. I get it. You are looking for his tone of voice. Has something changed? Is he jumpier than normal? Does he wake up earlier? Does he go to bed later? Does he do all of these different things? What is he doing? Because your subconsciousness has convinced you, because he did something that smelled like something that you saw on Instagram, or something that happened years ago when the betrayal happened, or something happened there, and now you have convinced yourself that he is hiding something, but you can't quite put the finger on it. Oh my goodness, girl, look, I remember 6 years ago, James and I were not nearly as mature as we are today, and we were not on the same page. We were honestly avoiding each other, because every time we talked about something, we were protecting ourselves from each other. So we were kind of rude or snappy or uninterested or too busy. Something was, for years, we were just not on the same page. And we were both raised in families where that was normal, bickering and that kind of behavior was normal. So we didn't give it that much thought. But because we were so kind of distant from each other, I was convinced that he was doing something, that he was hiding something, that he was interested in someone else. And because I was convinced of that, and because I had never fully healed from the actual infidelity that happened early in our relationship, I went on a tangent and I actually checked his Instagram and all of his email and everything. I looked through everything, and I felt immense shame from having done that. And I also felt like I was an idiot. I was a fool for doing something, and I was obviously angry at him for making me do that thing. And he felt like he shouldn't be punished for something that happened years ago, and we just kind of went down the wrong path for a long time after that. He started thinking that he was really bad at marriage, and I was thinking that I will never heal from what happened years ago. So we really took a dip in our relationship. And so I get it. I get if I relate to it, right? I get if you are thinking that. I don't think you're crazy. I think that is a consequence of something that happened in the past, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And I can tell you that if not addressed, it can cause serious damage. So it can cause some damage that could be that could be long lasting. I mean, is it irreparable? No. I mean, I honestly believe that every marriage is repairable. No marriage is beyond fixing. I truly do believe that. But it would be extremely painful for a very long time if not addressed. So I am so glad that you are here, and I am so glad that you are addressing it, right? So where is this coming from? All right, you could actually, this happens to be a sore point in your marriage, right? Because infidelity happened and you haven't healed from it, so you are constantly on the lookout. There's major hypervigilance happening here, right? However, this didn't cause it. This event, this unhealed event of betrayal, it just highlighted something that needs healing, something from long ago. And I will almost venture out and say something that's probably not going to sit well with many others, but I do believe that I have gained enough trust with some people where they will actually agree with me. This is it's almost like your husband sacrificed his own integrity to show you, to highlight you what needed healing, and has been the chosen one to participate in that healing with you. And you guys just haven't had the right tools to do that the right way, the proper way. And how do I know that? Because I've been there. We tried couples counseling, individual counseling. We tried seminars and books and courses, and some of the coaches who were, top of the world, was like the 1% coaches and all this. We've done it all. Nothing worked because those people were all theory, no experience. And I could never trust somebody fully who hasn't experienced what I've experienced, right? Personally, I'm from Bosnia. I went through a war and I have a lot of PTSD from that too. So if somebody says, oh, well, just read a Viktor Frankl book and you'll see how he recovered from that PTSD, you can too. Well, if you haven't gone through it, you really don't know what you're talking about, so shut it, right? So that is when James and I decided that we're gonna heal ourselves, put God at the center of our marriage, and we're gonna figure this out, which is, after figuring this out, we decided to spread the word with others. So I gave you a big roundabout about my own experience, but here's where I was really going with this. As you can tell, none of this is scripted. That hypervigilance that your husband subscribed to highlight, that was created many, 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 many years ago. If I would say that you grew up in a rather unpredictable environment where you had to learn to pay attention to everybody's movement, everybody's tone of voice, especially your caretakers. What are they saying? How are they saying? Did they say this before? Is this a new word? Is this a new approach? Did they change their mind about me, about where we're going to live, how we're going to live, who's going to live with us, who's not going to live with us? Right? So you grew up in an environment where hypervigilance was just kind of molded into your being. And now it shows up in many areas, including your marriage. So as I said, if this does not get healed, then you are looking at many years of pain, but it is something that we can heal easily. And the best way that I believe to heal something like this is to bring it to your husband and say, look, when you say or do this, it smells, feels, tastes like when my caretaker did that. And I know that is something that I have not healed from yet. It is something that I need help healing from. And it is something that your infidelity just popped to the surface for me. And you didn't create it. You can't control it. You cannot navigate through this. There is no amount of words or actions that we can put boundaries around, that you have to say, can't say, have to do, can't do, that are going to fix what happened decades ago. I need to heal this through God, some sort of help, some sort of healing. And I need you to be here with me while I'm healing it. Deal? He says, deal, because he's fully committed to you. He's all in. both people are all in, and then he will say something similar. Look, that behavior, this thing that I do, that maybe that where I'm abrupt, dismissive, maybe even sneaky, something that I'm giving you, something that's re-triggering this hypervigilance in you, that is something that was created for me many years ago. I have to shake that. That's my work to do. And I need your help, your patience, your kindness, your love, your touch, whatever it is that he needs from you, so that I can heal this. And when the two of you do this on a regular basis, when you consistently do this, the level of safety that you co-create in each other, in your home, for your children, for everybody around you, is something beyond your wildest dreams. You become the wise guides that you wished you had growing up. And that is an unbreakable, unquestionable bond that the normies, as I call them, people who haven't gone through what you've gone through, they just can't relate. They can't even crave it, because they don't know that it's even possible, right? There's, as you know, there are colors out there that we can't see. So I can't say, oh, I wish I could see blah, blah, blah color, because I don't even know that it's possible, right, to see that color. So it's the same thing for the normies. So your greatest painful experiences, number one, in your childhood, number two, in your marriage, could be turned into the most magnificent gifts just by the two of you turning to each other and creating that bond by pinpointing what I explained a few minutes ago. Just that magic. Brilliance. And I can tell you that it's possible because I get to live it in my own marriage every single day, and I get to witness it with many couples every single day. So go out there and make your marriage a magnificent one.